This 3D printed model is 18 inches long, uses over 120 screws, weighs almost 1 kilogram, and took over 50 hours to print. I don't normally make dedicated videos about my 3D prints, but this was such a massive print that I thought I just had to. So without wasting any more time, let's take you right back to the start. Oh, and to keep the video nice and short, I've focused just on the assembly of the actual model, not on the 3D modeling side. Alrighty, trial and error. The actual wheel assembly itself is perfect. The holes in the middle of the wheels are slightly too small, so they basically they need tapping. So I just need to make them a little bit bigger, and then it'll be fine. Just a little bit of an issue. So these parts, which are obviously the top main wheel assemblies and wheels, these worked out completely fine. But the lower wheel assembly, which is the one that actually attaches to the main crossbar that holds the seats in place, I did a little bit of an error and I forgot to put a channel for the screw head to get past that section. So I've remodeled it and I'm going to have to reprint it. I've got one wheel assembly fully finished. This looks incredible, to be honest. I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. I'm definitely going to be taking on more just like fully 3D printed coaster model requests, but I think I'm just going to keep them to 1 or 2 cars in length. I know there's going to be some people who just want to throw loads of money at a model and have like the full train, and that's fine. But in terms of having them listed on my site as 3D printed models, I'm just going to list them as like the front car, and that's it. Like the front car and the zero car in high detail. And yeah, hopefully it won't be too long before I get these up. I'm going to focus on getting through all the Knex ones first though, and then obviously finishing this one out. And there we go. Look at that. The first wheel assembly unit is fully complete. I've only got 9 more to go. But I've run out of these little 8mm screws, so I'm going to have to wait until some more of those show up. So I guess all I can do for now is remove all the support material from these, pack them away in bags like this to keep them safe, and then print out the actual seats. So I've prepared the seats now for printing. Just going to slice those little red cubes. They were called support blockers. So what that essentially does is block supports from being generated in certain areas. For some reason Bamboo Slicer was trying to put supports on this overhang here, which is like 50 degrees. This printer can easily handle up to like 70-degree overhangs really cleanly, so I didn't need to put the supports there. Oh, and also small holes like this. If I zoom in, they've got these little small holes here. It's just a small overhang. The printer can easily handle those, so I didn't need the supports there. I've got all of the seats that are needed. It's decently long print, this 8 hours, but you know what? On my old printer, that would have been 3 times longer, so that would have been probably nearing 30 hours. So to say that this was a good investment is honestly an understatement. So the next things I need to do is, you see these little centerpieces, these are what goes in the middle on the top, and essentially they connect the trains together. So you've got like a little middle bit here and they go together. So once they're together, they obviously stop the cars from rocking back and forth on the track. But I need to try and glue these in the very middle, so I'm basically going to use these metal bars to space these out perfectly. So it's not 100% in the middle, there is a tiny gap on this side, and then there's one extra one on this side, so it is pretty close to the middle. I just couldn't fit another one of these bars on this side. So yeah, we're going to glue these into place now and hopefully they all stay in line. There we go, it is all glued together. I only have one left to do, and that's the one that goes on the front car here. So I've just finalized the design. This is what you want. So this base is going to be printed in sort of like a darker grey, not super dark grey, more of like a silvery dark grey. Track and support's obviously green, and then this sort of embossed logo, which will sort of slot into place, is going to be like a light brown colour. There we go. The only things I have left to print now is the little handles for the seats, and then the actual cars themselves are done. Don't use my finer 0.2mm nozzle very often, but I think it's definitely going to come in handy for these restraint bars. And it's not too bad actually, even with full supports underneath, it's only going to take 2 hours. Oh my, the wheel assemblies are all finally finished. These took so long to put together. I mean, my fingers have like burn marks on them from screwing in the screws and having them like come out the other side and hit my finger. It just takes so long. The last thing that I have to do, which is a little bit tedious, is these really tiny printed handlebars. I think I already showed them before, but they just slip into these holes here. They sort of glue into place, and it just sort of gives it a little bit of extra detail. And then yeah, like I did a color change on that little plug that goes in there as well, so the handlebars will of course match that. So it's about 23% of the way finished, and I have to say those rails are actually coming out really nicely. The track is going to look so good with the train dangling from it. And once the track and the bases were fully printed, it was just a case of sliding everything together and making sure that everything fit.